Hello and welcome to Mountain Maths. We're continuing the Foundation GCSE Paper 1, which we started in the last video. That had questions 1 to 16, so this is questions 17 and onwards. So Frank needs 150 grams of sugar to make 24 biscuits. He also needs 3 times as much flour as sugar. So flour is 3 times the sugar, and he also needs 2 times as much butter as sugar. Okay, so he needs to make 60 biscuits. Now 60, if I go through that, is 24 plus 24 plus 12. That's 48, and that's half of it. So we have the same ingredients twice, and then we'll have half of that again. So let's look at what he needs. He needs sugar, he needs flour, and he needs butter. So the sugar, 150 grams plus 150 plus half of that, which is 75. So that's 375 grams of sugar, because that'll give us 24, that'll give another 24, and that's half of it. So that's 375. Now, 3 times as much flour as sugar, we've got 375. So we need to do 3 times 375. 3 times 300 is 900, and I'll do that here. 375 times 3, that's 15, carry the 1, 22, carry the 2, 1125. So 1125 of flour, but then butter is twice as much. So 375 plus 375 is 750. So there we go. That's the ingredients he needs for each of them. 750 grams of butter, 1,125 grams of flour, and 375 grams of sugar. Okay, and most of it was knowing how we could break 60 up into an amount that matched that recipe. Okay, a cylinder has a diameter of 12 centimeters. So the diameter is 12. The radius will be 6 centimeters. And the height is 11. Got to work out the volume. Now the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared times the height. So pi r squared is the area of a circle, and the height is going up. Now, as I say, I've worked out what the radius is. So it's 36 pi times the height of 11. And it's asked us to leave it in terms of pi. It's a non-calculator paper. So now I just need to work out what 36 times 11 is. And that'll be 36 plus 360, so it'll be 396. So we leave that as 396 pi centimeters cubed. Okay, it's a nice 3-mark question. We're now going to look at a 3D shape again, but this time we're going to work out the side elevation and the plan. Diagram shows a cone with radius of 3 centimeters and the perpendicular height of 8 centimeters. And we're going to draw the plan and the side. Remember, the plan is what you'd see either looking straight down or from the bottom, which will be that circle. Now, the radius is 3, so if I make a mark there, that will be the center, and that will be the mark there. So 3 centimeters each direction from the center. Use a compass, preferably. I'm just going to freehand draw what would roughly be your plan, but you should use a compass. And then the side elevation, we're going to have a height of 8. So if I start there, 2, 4, 6, and 8, going out to the side by 3 and out to the side by 3, that'll be the base. And again, use a ruler preferably. I'm just freehand drawing. Hopefully yours is a bit more accurate than mine. And that is what your plan here and your side elevation there should look like. A nice 3 marks should be gained there. Now, writing 240 as a product of its prime factors. Do have a look at my other videos on prime factors or the shorts if you need. It's divisible by 2, so that's 120. Still divisible by 2, so I'm going to circle these primes. 60 by 2 again, which is 30, by 2 again, which is 15. So you divide through by the primes until you can't get any further. And in this case, it's 3, and it stops at the prime of 5. So I've got 2 to the 4 times 3 times 5. I've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 2's there. Okay, now we're working out subtraction of fractions, but they have different denominators. So I have to find the lowest common denominator. Lowest common multiple of 4 and 10 is 20. I've doubled that, so I'm going to double the numerator, times that by 5. So I'm going to multiply the numerator by 5. And I'm going to have 15 20ths minus 14 20ths, leaving me 1 20th. Now we're working out multiplication of fractions. 2 1/3 times 3 fifths. I'm going to make that top heavy, which will be 7/3 times 3 fifths. If you're not sure how I got that 7, it's 3 times 2 plus that 1. And now we just multiply it across or cancel the factors. I'll show you both ways. Multiply across, you get 21/15. They've both got 3 in them, so it's 7/5. Or you could get that easier and quicker if you just saw common factors and cancelled them there. You get 7 fifths. And it's said here, give your answers a mixed number in its simplest form. So there's 1 and 2 fifths, and I can't simplify any further after that. Okay, question 22. In a bag, there are only red, blue, green, and yellow counters. A counter is taken at random from the bag. The table shows the probabilities for green and yellow. The probability that the counter will be red is twice the probability that it'll be blue, and there are 21 green in the bag. Okay, first I'm going to work out what red and blue are. So 0.35 plus 0.2 is 0.55. That's green and yellow. So 1 minus 0.55 is 0.45, and that's blue and red. Okay, so we'll need that bit of information. But the probability that they are red is twice the probability that they are blue. So if I call this x, that's 2x. Now that 3 lots of that number adds up to 0.45. That together is the 0.45. So x on its own is 0.15. But we want the number of red counters. Now 0.35 there. The probability that there's 0.35 is the same as 21. So I need to find something that's common between these two numbers that I can then apply to blue, and then 2x is 0.3. That's the 30%. And so that's 30%, and that's 15%. They add up to 45%. So if 35% is 21, divide them both by 7, 5% is 3, meaning 15% is 9, and 30% will then be 18. And that's what we wanted, number of red counters, because red is 30%. Okay, quite a lot to do there in that 4-mark question, so do have a pause and go through that in your own time. Question 23 is a graph. We've got y equal to 2x plus 6 minus x squared. So it's a quadratic graph. It's negative quadratic. It's going down. First question is to work out the turning point of this graph. We're using the grid that we've got here. We can see it's symmetrical about that line there. The turning point is that point there, which is at 7 and at 1. Okay, so we didn't have to calculate it, didn't have to do any algebra, but it's 1, 7. But use the graph to find the roots. So roots are the solutions where it cuts the x-axis. So it's going to be a bit of an estimate, and it's going to be as accurate as we can make it. To use the graph, I can see that it's going 1, 2, 3, 3.6 there. So 3.6, and here there's minus 1, minus 2, sorry, minus 1.2, minus 1.4, minus 1.6. Okay, and those are the 3 marks there for that quadratic graph. Some inequalities. Do have a look at the shorts that I've recently made on solving inequalities. So write down all the possible values for 5 less than 2y less than 12. I'm going to divide through both sides by 2. So I have to change the pen here. Okay, so 2.5 is less than y is less than 6. So think about your number line, any number that lies between those. 5, 4, 3. 3 is now the next one, bigger than the next integer, bigger than 2.5. So I have to stop there. Now solve 4 greater than 19 minus 3x. Treat this like an equation unless you're multiplying or dividing by -1. So I'm going to add 3x to both sides, bring the 3x to this side. Then I'm going to subtract 4. Then I'm going to divide through by 3. So x is going to be greater than 5. Okay, so it's the same as the balance method that you do for equations, opposite operation to both sides. Right, Dermot has 240 counters. The counters are either red, blue, yellow, or green. 15% are red. So I'm going to work out 10% is 24. 5% is 12. So 15% is 36. That'll go there. 2/5 are blue. I know that 1/10 is 24. So 2/10 will be 48, and that's 1/5. So I need to double that. So 2/5 is 96. So 96 are blue. The ratio of yellow to green counters is 3:1. So there's 3:1 there. So the remainder have to be split up into 4 parts, because that adds up to 4. So if I add those together, remember it's a non-calculator paper. So carry that 1 there. I think that's add that 6, put that 1 there. 132, meaning 240 minus 132 will give us 108. Now I need to divide 108 by 4, and I get 27. So 1 part, which will be green, will be 27, and I'm dividing that 108 into 3:1, so that's 27, and then 108 minus 27 is a 1 is 81, and then yellow is 81. So work out the number of yellow counters there, and I've worked out 81 there. Okay, you might have done that in a different way, but that's one method. A lot of percentages, fractions, and ratio in that question. So do go over those topics if you need. Sharing amounts of a ratio. Do have a look at the shorts that I've got on my channel. Okay, here is a cube. Work out the volume. Volume is width times length times height. So we've got 0.05 times 0.05 times 0.05. Okay. Now, if we put that in standard form, 10 to the minus 2, all cubed. So 125 times 10 to the minus 6. That's your index laws there. And then I can't leave that in standard form in that form because I need to have it like that to be standard form. So I've multiplied a power of 100 over here. So it's 10 to the minus 4. 1.25 times 10 to the minus 4. Okay, last question for this video. ABCD is a hexagon, and we've got 4 angles there. Now, angle CDE, so C to D to E, is twice angle BCD. So if that's 2x, that'll be x. Work out the size of angle CDE. So what we need to do is first work out how many angles in a hexagon. So the total degrees is n minus 2 times 180. There are 6 sides, so it's 6 minus 2 times 180, which is 4 times 180, which is 400. Sorry, the light changed there. 400 plus 320, so it's going to be 720 degrees. I then need to add up 129, 144, 121, and 125. That'll be 10, 19. And that'll carry that 1 up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Carry that 1 up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 519 degrees in these four. So I need to do 720 minus 519, which will be 1 and 2 there. But now I have 3x equal to 201. So x is 201 divided by 3. That's 6, remainder 2, 67. So this one here is 67, but the question they've asked is CDE, CDE. So CDE, which is twice that, is 134 degrees. And there you go. Nice 3-mark question. Okay, that's another 15 minutes. Gone through most of the second half of that paper. Do have a look at the video for the first 15 questions, and next I'll make a video for the final few questions. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and good luck with your maths.